Alright, noobs, here's the deal. Today I'm going to tell you a story. This is the story of the MindCrack's 13th UHC. Yes, there are spoilers. I'm going to be covering episodes 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then covering some predictions for episode 5. So, if you want to know what's going on with the UHC, but you don't want to go through and watch hours of footage, then that's okay. I've done it for you. Okay, so starting off in episode 1, there were a couple of teams. First off, well, most of the teams started in deserts. Specifically, I want to talk about Team OP and Team old B-Dubs Pack Bling Thingamajig. I don't really know how to say their name because I've just been calling them old B-Dubs. Anyway, both teams started in the desert. Team OP was kind of to the... I want to say they were to the west, and then they headed east. And Team B-Dubs, they got a really good start because one of the very first things that B-Dubs did was he went down. I hear something walking around still. Oh, there we go. He went down and he found a temple, went down there, got 50 gold. As soon as he comes topside, he splits it up amongst his team. Packrat ends up with 19 of that gold. Toward the end of the day, of the first day, not day cycle, but just the first day, when it's getting dark, they're in the spawn village, which is just south of where they all spawned at first, the place where they did their kind of pre-season rules going over and whatnot. And as they're at that village looking around, they spot Team OP, who's coming in from the west. So they're booking it to the temple. They're pretty spread out over that desert. A couple of them are near the temple. B-Dubs is not, for one, and I'm not sure where the others were. I know Seth Bling and Packrat ended up under the temple, and B-Dubs ended up going down probably about maybe 15 blocks out to one side. So B-Dubs is there underground. They're talking back and forth. They have no idea what's going on overhead. Overhead, Team OP has come in. They're all shifting, so nobody can see them. They've come in. They've struck into the temple. They can see all the tags below them, so they know they're there. And they start coming down. Vintage Beef, or maybe it was Pause on Pause, I'm not sure, but broke ground just around there and spotted Packrat, who had his back turned to him. Pause booked it down there and just took out Packrat. First kill, Packrat down, and the whole team suddenly knows they're there. So let's see. B-Dubs and Seth managed to meet up. Seth almost got suffocated, by the way. I don't remember who had sand, but they were trying to drop it down on Seth's head because they uncovered him too. But he covered himself down and scrolled down into the ground. Team OP considered going after him. Kind of did. They went under and kind of scouted around for a while, but they lost him. So that was the end of the episode for those two teams. Team Band, which is, let's see, there's Nebris, Badge, Doc, and Vidya. That's Team Band. They started in a corner in a desert. They ran for forever. They basically spent the whole day time running. They found one oak tree. They found a village where they picked up some potatoes, but basically there was nothing out there. They finally hit some savanna, found a couple trees, and went underground. Really poor start. They just barely managed to get any equipment, or not equipment, pardon me, but they barely managed to get any food and wood before they went underground for the night. So Team Band off to a slow start. They started in the, I want to say the southwest corner? I'd have to double check that. Let's see, that's east, north, west. It started in the northwest corner. So they booked it. They finally hit what I'm calling the West Savannah Island, which is just a small island of trees in the desert. They hit that and they went underground. That was how the episode ended for them. Etho ran into some bad luck in the first episode as well. Toward the end of the episode, he was down there caving around. I think they had made it to the, well, there's kind of a west Savannah. They were right on the edge of the West Savannah. They went down underground, started caving around, and toward the end of episode 1, Etho ran into a skeleton, got stuck, couldn't fight the skeleton, took some hearts, finally killed the skeleton. He was just down a couple hearts or something like that. Immediately afterward, ran into a creeper. I think he went down another heart or half a heart or something, trying to get rid of this creeper. And almost as soon as that's happened, the creeper's pal drops down on top of him and blows up, bringing him down to, I think he ended the episode at 5 hearts. So that's how episode 1 ended. Episode 2 starts out, I mean, we're heading back to the temple. What was it going on at the temple? Oh, right. Team OP is up there in the temple, kind of mining around. They're kind of chasing B-Dubs and Seth. Old Man Willikers did not make it to him. He's on his own at the beginning of episode 2. But they just keep mining and caving, and they're down far enough. I mean, I don't think that it was a very serious chase going on. Team OP eventually decided to pull out of that temple, and they headed west, which is going to be significant by the end of the episode. Oh gosh, I lost my train of thought. Right, so they head west. Team Old B-Dubs is what I'm going to call it. I apologize to Seth Bling and Packrat for not including their names in the name, but just remember that it was all 4 of them. Well, down Packrat at that point. They decide they're just mining around. Willikers is chomping at the bit. He wants to kill everything and everyone. Well, I mean, obviously not everyone. But he's raring to go, and the other 2 are like, well, let's be more cautious. It's adorable. Anyway, so they just keep mining, and they at that point they've come out of the desert. They've gone east, and they're sticking at the edge of the east savanna. So they're just kind of there, and that's actually where they'll stay for the next, well, that episode and then the next 2. So I guess the next 3 episodes, without sighting anybody else. Team No is still underground caving. Team OP. Team. Oh, where am I? Team Band. Team Band, basically nothing really happens to them in that second episode. I'm going to double check that real quick. Yeah, I mean, they find a village and they grief the lava, which actually another team runs across that griefed lava a little bit later. I think that was Team... Oh, gosh, that'd be Team All Business, who I don't think I covered for episode 1, but they didn't really do much, except I will say this for Team All Business. They've got a wonderful dynamic. Blame TC has kind of taken the reins of the team. Everybody's working together really well with BT mostly calling the shots, or BTC, mostly calling the shots, but everybody's contributing and they're doing a really good job of working together. They don't have as much experience as most of the other teams, which is a problem, but they work together really well. So anyway, Band walks around a little bit, finds a village, griefs it, heads back underground. Anyway, the most exciting thing to happen is Team OP keeps heading west till they hit the West Savannah, which, in case you'd forgotten, is where Team No is hanging out. They're down there caving. So Team OP goes underground. They're looking for caves. Paz and Anders are in the lead there. Paz and Anders are in the lead there, and they find an abandoned mine shaft down there, start following it. I don't remember if they saw torches or saw a name tag, but they suddenly realize that they're right against another team. In this case, it's Team No. And Paul Soares Jr., who's on Team No, is kind of tanked up. Pyro's right behind him. They're in that section of the caves looking around. And Paul Soares hears somebody eating. I think it was actually Pyro he heard, but it gets him spooked, and he starts paying more attention, and he spots these guys. I guess they came around the corner. They see him running, because he turns. Paul Soares sees him, turns, and runs back toward Pyro. They see him running, and they book it after him. Pyro's runs up. They've got a mob wall there to protect him, and they've come through the mob wall. Pyro runs back through the mob wall. He says, Paul, come back through. Come back through. The Team No is freaking out because they're getting ambushed. If they had known that Paz and Anders really weren't very well equipped, they probably would have stood their ground and they would have fared a lot better, but they didn't. Anyway, Pyro's like, come back through the wall, I'll block it off. He sees Paul's name come up as having been killed, so he blocks it off and he runs. As he runs, Grum passes him, heading the other direction. He says, Grum, turn around, run. Pyro pops down into a corner, blocks himself off, sees Grum's name tag going goodbye, followed by Paz and Anders. Who completely run by Pyro, and since he's shifting, they have no way of knowing he's right there. So they book it past him, and they hit Grum from behind. So Etho and Pyro are sitting there talking back and forth, what do we do? What do we do? Etho's not underground. He's crouching and waiting for his moment to strike, but you got to remember, he's on pretty dang low health. I think it was Pause comes around the corner. I can't remember, but anyway, he comes around the corner, sees Etho. Etho jumps him, hits him a few times, but he didn't quite do as much damage, I don't think, as he had hoped he would before he went down. As soon as Pyro realizes that Etho's, about to engage, he comes out of the wall, comes down and hits well, first I think he hits Pause from behind, and then he hits and then Avidya, he hits Avidya a couple times, then he finishes Pause off. Avidya comes up, starts hitting him from behind. He turns around and finishes off Avidya as well. So he's sitting in, the ruins, I guess, of 3 players, all their drops. So, but he's down to 1.5 hearts. And that is where episode 2 ends. Etho also had just gotten diamonds. So as Good was pointing out later in his commentary, if they hadn't had achievements, then most likely... Oh, I lost my train of thought again. If they hadn't been doing achievements, then most likely they would not have gone after... Ow, that hurt. They would not have gone after Etho. Actually, it didn't. Because it was primarily realizing that Etho had diamonds that made them want to go after him. I'm really not good at this. Anyway, so... Episode 3 begins. I don't remember that anything else significant happened during Episode 2. Episode 3 begins with Pyro desperately going through stuff, trying to figure out how he's going to survive this. Paz and Anders were cut off from Good and Beef, who are back their ways, and they're like, you know what? It's lost to us. Pyro's going to collect it all. It's over. We'll just head back to the surface. Then they hit tab, check player stats, and they realize that... there's another one. I can kill a creeper, watch. There. They realize that Etho... Oh, pardon me. Where was my... Oh, they realize that Pyro's down to 1.5 hearts. They're like, oh, let's go, let's go, let's go. So they head back down. They do find their way through. They come up on Pyro. Pyro actually puts up a really good fight for only having 1.5 hearts. Takes Vintage Beef, who wasn't very well armored, but he takes Vintage Beef down to 0.5 heart. So Gooden and Vintage are stuck in this cave. They try and wall it all off. They're trying to get Vintage healed up. And, yeah, that's my flesh now. They're trying to get Vintage healed up, and, they left a hole open or something. Zombie gets to Vintage and kills him. So Good's freaking out. He's alone. He's got tons of equipment, tons of iron, tons of pretty much everything you could want, except for diamonds. He actually... spends episode 4, I think. Because episode 3, he's like, oh, I've got to find obsidian, but he can't find his way through the caves. After all, it's Team No, mostly, that excavated the caves. Boy, those are loud mob sounds. It's mostly Team No that excavated the caves, so... Good can't really find his way around. He's trying to get apples because so he can heal up a little bit, but he runs out of bone meal, and... So he's just got to... Wow, I'm really bad at this. So he ends the episode getting ready to make a crafting table because Etho had 4 diamonds. Of course, he doesn't realize that he needs 5. So much lag. Die. Thank you. Okay, so that's how episode 3 ends for Good. And at this point, some of the other teams are really starting to armor up. Team B-Dubs gets back together, I think... I actually don't think they get back together in episode 2. They just sit there and talk back and forth. I think they actually come together again in episode 3. Willikers finally finds his way down to them, and they get together. I think they head just a little bit north, but basically they just stay in the same spot. And they've got tons of gold. Last time I checked, they've got 52 gold or more between the 3 of them. So they're doing really well. I know that as of episode 4, they've got an enchanting table. They've got they found a sharpness 3 book, so they've got a sharpness 3 diamond sword, which could come in handy in melee. And they've got so much gold that, whether it's wise or not, Old Man Willikers decided to make a sword out of gold just to intimidate the crap out of people. So I don't know if in a real battle people have enough time to be intimidated, but it would be funny if it did. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. Episodes 3 and 4, besides the very beginning of episode 3 in which Pyro and Vintage Beef both go down, really nothing much happens in episode 3. In episode 4, Good realizes that he doesn't have enough diamonds, so he's searching for diamonds. What he doesn't realize is he's like in the southwest savannah, and nobody else is in there. The closest team I think would be Team All Business, which is in the I want to say they're in the Savannah Island, or maybe they're in the Spawn Island. You know, I think they're actually in the Spawn Island. But Team Band is up. They've collected melons, which I think is probably their biggest advantage, but mostly they're not doing terrifically either. Oh, I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble! Okay, guys, the story time will continue just as soon as I've... Oh, cool. Thank you, Mr. Spider, for sacrificing your life to get that skeleton off my back for a second. Die. Die! Oh. Oh, so much lag. I'm sorry that you have to watch this incredibly laggy fight, instead of listening to the riveting tale of UHC 13. Die! Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, now, where was I? UHC 13, right. So, episode 3 and 4, nothing really happens. As of the end of episode 4, I think Team Band and Team Old B-Dubs are both in the same biome, or at least in neighboring... Well, I guess they're all pretty much in neighboring biomes. But they're pretty close. If they were to come out and follow the tree line along the edge of the desert, both of them, they would run into each other. So I'm wondering if that's going to happen. Team All Biz, still working together very well. For Melee, they're probably the best equipped because they had a whole bunch of books, and they have at least 2 sharpness 2 diamond swords. I know they all have diamond swords, and I know that at least 2 of them are sharpness 2 diamond swords. So they're pretty well equipped if it comes to melee. If it comes to projectile, I would put my money on Old B-Dubs because they use their enchantments on bows for the most part, and they've got enough arrows to hold out a fairly substantial battle. So they've got more powerful bows and more arrows, which means that if they can... And to be fair, savannas and deserts are both pretty good for ranged fighting. I mean, look at this one. So, I got an enemy over there. Pow! Actually do have an enemy over there. What's up, noob? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Got him. Oh, I should probably kill the skelly, huh? Oh, he despawned. Dones matter. Okay. So, my predictions, first off, Good's gonna be fine. He's mined up enough obsidian to go underground. Pardon me, not underground, but to go into the nether, and I think he fully intends to do so. So, my predictions for episode 5 is, I think Good's, if Good can find diamonds, I'm thinking he's going to enchant up, and then he's going to head to the nether, which might be the best deal for him. I would not be surprised. I know for sure that Old B-Dubs and Band are getting ready to go surface side and go hunting. Band could change its mind and decide to go nether side because they've got melons. So health potions are pretty viable for them at this point. So they may decide to go nether as well, in which case it would be kind of fun to see if they ran into Good in the nether. If they do, I'm sorry, but Good is toast. Good luck, Good. Team All Biz, again, they could head nether or head surface. I don't think they were planning on heading to the nether, though. So, in episode 5, I could see Team Band and Good heading for the nether, and then Team Old B-Dubs and Team All Biz meeting up and having a battle. And if it came to it, I'd have to put my money on Old B-Dubs, because at least part of the battle is going to be... Oh, but you know what? I just remembered. Team... lost my train of thought there. Team All Biz. One of them, I think it's Nebris, because he found... Oh, they're gonna finish getting bows. Wait, Nebris isn't on All Biz. Never mind. I'm thinking Team Band. Team Band has a power 4 bow, which means, well, it means that they could rock the nether. I mean, gas won't be a problem as long as they can get off a good shot. Yeah, right now, if I had to favor a team, it would probably be either Band or old B-dubs. Band, they have more experience, they have more players, they have one good bow. I mean, that's really where they fall short right now, is their equipment, which really isn't, it doesn't really strike fear into my heart, you know? I think they've got one diamond sword or something like that. You know, it's just not terribly, terribly impressive. Old B-dubs, I mean, Old Man Willikers is kind of a wild card. He has a lot of PvP experience, but it's, I mean, he does dwarves versus zombies, so it's kind of weird PvP experience. It's definitely not UHC experience, so I don't know if that will translate. If it does, then Old B-dubs has a very formidable, I mean, they have a good arsenal right now. They've got one sharpness 3 sword, they've got all enchanted stuff. If they can find some, they've already, I think they're still hoarding golden apples. I think they've got 2 or 3 that they haven't used yet, and they're trying to get more because they have enough gold for more. So, yeah, old B-dubs is definitely better equipped than Band. Band has more players and more experience, so if those two meet up, I really don't know. I mean, obviously it's UHC, it can go anyway. All Biz, if the other teams thin out a little bit more, then All Biz has a sporting chance as well, I think. Good luck. I think it's anybody's game. Just kidding. We've seen weirder things happen. Like that one UHC where Etho went through and killed everybody, and then BTC killed him. Epic. So epic. Anyway, yeah. Thank you for watching. Let's see. Oop, not that button. I always do that wrong. Peace, love, butterflies, and unicorns. I am out.